Hey guys, I'm Alessio and this is my cinema, and today I'm gonna talk about Spielberg for the last time. As I said, this is the last video about Spielberg, at least until his next movie will come out next year, which I'm quite interested about. And the only movies I didn't watch for this review are the BFG, which came out this year, and AI, because I want to use it for another video. And also I won't talk about the 4 movies that I already review about him, which are Jaws, Schindler's List, Empire of the Sun, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Those movies, you can find them in the channel if you want to know how I think about them. All the movies that will be discussed here are just the ones that got a theatrical release, and the first one was Duel, which actually first came out on TV, but a producer asked Spielberg if he could add 15 minutes to the movie so they could release it in the cinemas. So he did, and that was his first movie to have a theatrical release. Duel is also a quite nice movie, a very good one for a very young director Spielberg was. And it has a nice direction which builds a lot of tension in this movie, which helps it a lot. And I think it also suffers a lot from the 15 minutes that were added for the theatrical release, because I think a shorter version it's much better, because sometimes it drags sometimes. So I think that 75 minutes version that came out on TV was much better than the other one, but still a very good movie. So after this movie, Spielberg put out Sugarland Express, which is a sort of similar movie to Duel, because a lot of time you spend it in a car, and at the beginning of the movie there is a lot of tension with the protagonist and the police, but with time this tension is released on purpose. At least there is less in the car between the two main characters and the policeman that they kidnapped. It shows how their relationship is changed throughout this travel, which is them trying to get back their kid that has been given to foster parents. And also a very nice movie. After this it came out 2 great movies, Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, that you can see in my channel, as I said. And after this there were unfortunately 1941, which is probably the second worst movie by Spielberg. I think just Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull it's worse than this, because this movie it's a mess. It doesn't has any good character, it doesn't has a good story or something. It's disrespectful for the army, the marines and all those things, and also the Japanese army. It's just a bad movie. I can't understand how Spielberg and Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, that are the writers, could make such a bad movie. I mean, those are the writers of Back to the Future, which, as I said, I didn't like much, but I understand why it's great, why it's good. Though I don't love it, I still appreciate Back to the Future writing, because it was very good. And also forgot to say the Sugarland Express being his first real theatrical release, it's also the first movie where he gets to work with John Williams, and from then this relationship never ceased to this day. But fortunately 1941 wasn't his last movie, because 2 years later in 1979 he comes back with the Raiders of the Lost Ark, my favorite movie of all time. I find it perfect. I don't find anything that is wrong in it. There is drama, there are amazing characters, there is amazing action, everything that I want in a good action adventure movie. And that movie it's just perfect. I don't like so much any other movie. I find Jaws more perfect, even if it's weird, but I like it a bit less, I think. And he keeps going, because in the 80s he comes out with other amazing movies, with E.T. at the beginning of the new decade. It's still nice. I think it's not holding up so much, because I watched it recently still for this movie and didn't like so much. The special effects doesn't hold up at all. I think it needs a restoration because of this, because they're really bad. They doesn't look good at all. The same problem has Hook, which except being overlong and bad for me. It also has the problem with the special effects. But the 80s are also the years of the sequels to Raiders of the Lost Ark, which are Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade, which are Temple of Doom not so good. I don't like the sidekicks that he has, that blonde woman, which I don't even remember the name, the Indian kid is not so good for me. But fortunately in The Last Crusade he has an amazing sidekick, as Sean Connery has his father, which I like much more, still less than Raiders of the Lost Ark, but still very nice. Also the love interest this time is much more interesting than the blonde girl. And between those two Indiana Jones movies he makes come out The Color Purple and Empire of the Sun. Empire of the Sun I talked about, and The Color Purple is a very good movie, I think, about two sisters that get separated when they're very young, and one of them is married. We will follow the story of this married girl, which will live a life alone and without love till the end, where she will finally stand up for her own rights, also helped by someone that will finally show her some love and convince her that her life is not over, that she can still have amazing things. So she will go and she'll finally have a life, a love, and she will even met again her sister. And it's not finished, because in the same year of The Last Crusade it comes out also Always, which is a movie with Richard Dreyfuss, which was in a Spielberg movie with the Close Encounters and Jaws, and it's not so good. It's the story about a firefighting pilot which dies and comes back as a ghost. No one can see him, but he sort of can manipulate their thoughts, and he has to learn to let go the past and move on, which I think it's a message that many movies gave through the years, and this one is not the best. The 90s are still a source of success for Spielberg. He probably makes 3 of his best movies, which are Schindler's List, Jurassic Park, and Saving the Private Ryan. And also we can have Hook and Amistad, where Hook I don't like so much. It's overlong, and it has what I call the Spielberg syndrome, which mostly in the late movies is easier to be seen. His will to make movies over 2.5 hours or 2 and 20 when it's not needed, and in this chart there are movies like Amistad as well. It's too long. The words, there is War Horse, which is nice. It has an amazing scene with the horse running through the trenches, but that's the only amazing thing of that movie. It's not so awesome. Maybe you relate a bit with the horse, which is nice, but still it's not a good movie. It's too long. Lincoln has the same problem. I love that movie, but I feel like that 20 minutes less would have been much better, and people will think in a better way about Lincoln, because Lincoln it's a very good movie for me, but has this problem. And also Bridge of Spies has the same problem. It's or 1941 or The Color Purple as well, I think there. Or for example Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is 2 hours and 2 minutes too long than it should have been. And about Amistad, I want to point out his last 30 minutes, which is the best part of that movie, where Anthony Hopkins is in the center of the attention. And there is nothing better than that part in that movie, the scene where Anthony Hopkins speaks for 7 or 6 minutes. It's just amazing. It's worth the movie. If it was shorter, probably it would have been again a much better movie. And it seems that Spielberg is losing his touch, because after Munich there aren't so many great movies in his filmography. I think you can't argue that Lincoln is really great, even if I love it. Bridge of Spies is not really great. They are very good. They are good, but they are not great. And I'm hoping that next year with the movie with Oscar Isaac, which looks like an Indiana Jones movie, we will come back to an amazing Spielberg again, because I hope because being a sort of adventure movie as Indiana Jones, it will make me hope good for Indiana Jones 5, which will come out in 2019. And I was thinking while watching this movie, maybe the fact that he always works with John Williams and later just with Kaminsky as cinematographer made him, made him rest a bit, made him not so willing to research perfection in every detail as he used to do. Spielberg is a great director. If at least 5 or 6 movies are in my top 50 favorite movies of all time, but he is still not one of my favorite directors. He is not in the top 10, maybe in the top 20 he can be, but for sure not in the top 10, because I still can't relate to his direction style. I don't relate too much with most of his movies. For example, Saving the Private Ryan, it's not one of my favorite movies. I find it great, almost perfect, but I don't know, I didn't enjoy it much. I don't know why. I'm always asking myself why I didn't enjoy it. What was the real reason? Every once in a while I think back what was there that bore me a bit and didn't made me love that movie. But still, not everyone can have Spielberg as his favorite director. That's all I had to say about most of his movies. I think I finally did it, even if I have 2 movies to watch more, but they won't be enough to change my mind about him, for sure. Because they are not Schindler's List or 1941. Probably nice movies, even if BFG is not so well rated. But AI, I know it's good, maybe not great. We will see how I will think about it. You will know, because I will talk about it in another video. And I think that's all. I think there is nothing more to say about him. If you like the video, if you want more of those videos, you can subscribe, comment and like the video. Or maybe dislike it and tell me why. That's all for now. See you next time.